Of the Alex Hayes podcast. I am your host, Alex Hayes. With me today is the most special guest I have ever had on the show. It is my lovely wife, Jenn. She is my rock. She is my soulmate. She is my companion in this life for the last 15 years. We've been married and we have 5 kids together. We have multiple business opportunities together. And she is my overall go-getter person that is in my life that helps me achieve the impossible. So without her, as this is a Mother's Day and this is also our 50th episode, so we have made it to 50 episodes. Thank you so much for staying with us this entire time. And I felt it would be appropriate on Mother's Day to have the mother of all my children on here and talk to her and let you guys get to know her as well. So Jenn, thank you so much for being here today.
Such a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me onto the show.
Yeah.
Even though I'm the one editing it all the time. And my interns.
Yes, she's the editor-in-chief.
I make you guys look good.
She's the producer, editor-in-chief. She is everything else behind the scenes, and she is starting to be out a little bit more in front of the camera, and we're very grateful because she looks a lot better than I do. So,
you look great.
Thank you.
And it is working. I just verified, so that's good.
Yeah.
So in honor of our 50th episode, we just want to say thank you so much for the journey that we've been taking you through the not so good edits to the, getting more, developing more of our skills and editing into actually produce a podcast that people actually want to listen to. So thank you so much for that. And I want to announce the top winner of the first 50 episodes for the most views ever is, drumroll, Kurt Booker Jr. Congratulations! Second video.
His channel is exploding right now. He has over 3,000 subscribers. Amazing. And growing exponentially. So don't miss out. Go over there, check him out. He's a great friend and one of the most knowledgeable people on Bitcoin and AI implementation that I know. So, but enough of the prelude here. I want to ask you a question on camera. In honor of Mother's Day, I want to ask you, what's been some of the best highlights of our life together over the last 15 years? As could be as a mother, could be as a wife, could be as a whatever accomplishment you feel. But I'm from your perspective, over the last 15 years, what has stood out to you the most on the journey?
I think just growing. We are not the same people that we started out as friends, as, couples dating, and even as our early marriage, we're not the same people. You're kind of like a fine scotch. You get old.
Thank you.
You get better by the years.
Thank you.
So I think it's just this journey that we're just taking each other on and just being side by side together. That has stood out the most because we change, but we kind of, it's amazing because you go into marriage thinking, oh, this is the best day of my life. But no, 15 years later, you're like, wow, we actually have lots of fun together. This is pretty awesome. You're different, I'm different, but we're growing older and different together. So it's kind of pretty awesome.
Take people back. Rewind the clock 15 years.
Oh, dear.
16 years.
Oh, dear.
You remember the first time we went on a date together?
I do.
Tell. I want people to hear your side of the story.
So he took us to the awesome Cheesecake Factory. He just got off of a ship, and being in the same industry, I knew what I was kind of getting myself into. And so he's eating this juicy, I don't know, burger. Just scarfing it down because on the ship you have 5 minutes to eat, so you're just cram food in, and I'm just I don't know, I had a salad or something. I'm just sitting across from the table from him. I'm just oh my goodness, he's just he has a napkin by his side, but no, does he use it? No, he goes with his long shirt.
That was very classy.
I'm just oh my goodness. All right, well, you just got off ship. Yeah, I understand. So yeah, your manners were horrible.
And yet you still stuck around.
I did. Because I knew I could, at least impact that, change that a little bit, so.
Sure. No.
Nope.
So that's how that was. In rewinding it, that was 6.5 years after we first got introduced to each other. Jen is a merchant mariner as well. Both of us went to the United States Merchant Marine Academy. We're class of '08, and she did go to sea for a little bit after graduation. Worked on tugboats, did a tour on the Africa Mercy, and that's when we started dating. But I tried to date her when we were in college, and she said no, I'm focused on my career. That is what she told me, and I had to wait 6.5 years before she would give me a shot just to date.
It was like water and rock.
Yeah, yeah. So it was. I could tell you it was definitely worth the wait. She was always the one, and I just needed to stop being an idiot. So there you have it, folks.
Do you remember on our honeymoon, the first time sailing together on a little cat?
Oh, the little catamaran,
Yeah,
little Hobie cat. Yeah, we were fighting over who was going to drive and who was going to steer, because we both are, we both love to sail and we both love to drive the boat, but. Yeah,
early fights.
Early fights.
I want to sail. I'm the driver.
No, you move over. So.
Yeah, so fast forward 15 years now. Who drives the truck?
I drive the truck everywhere. That's my
chaperones.
Yeah, in case y'all don't know, my part-time job is the truck driver, where I haul our toy hauler with all 5 kids and my wife, and we go traveling around the country together. So that's
we don't fight anymore.
We don't really fight anymore.
Drive.
No,
he can drive.
Yeah. So this is Mother's Day. You are a mother of 5 kids.
Yes.
Tell me from your perspective how the last, our oldest is going to be 11, but let's say you've been 12 years per se.
Mm-hmm.
What were some of the big shifts that you went through over the last few years, over the last years of while you were going through this early motherhood to now multiple children? What are some of those big shifts that you have seen and grown as a person through this motherhood journey?
Well, I always tell people, you never know how selfish you are until you have kids. After our first kid, it was just kind of like everything's about the baby because the baby needs us. So it's kind of like, oh, I want to brush my teeth at this time. Oh no, wait, I can't because I have to go feed the baby, So it kind of showed me, just how selfish I was. And, they're little mirrors too. So when I see like the 1-year-old, 2-year-old acting up a little bit, the firstborn, I was just like, ouch, that's how I actually treat you and that's how you're treating me. All right, let's do some soul searching there, and God help me out here. So it's just kind of those aha moments of, oh, this is what motherhood is, and also being in touch with those who have gone before you. A lot of mentors. I had a lot of mentors. The mothers that just poured into me, and in return, I poured into the new mothers too. So it was a lot of wisdom from the older generation, and they're like, you know what? Life is going to be in the trenches, and it's okay. Enjoy the moment. Be present. That's what one of our pastor wives said when they threw a baby shower for me. They're like, you know what? Here's a list. I think I still have that paper too. They gave me here's what we would have wanted to learn when we were first starting out on this journey. And the number one was be present. Be present with your kids always, because it's going to go by so fast. And I know a lot of people say that, but just to go into motherhood knowing that, I think helped prepared me a little bit too, because you can just always at one point we had 4 and under, 3 were in diapers, you were out to sea, so it was, talk about trenches. But it was just kind of learning to love the season that you are in right now. And I know it's super hard, but I think the third kid, but by the time the third kid came around, those late nights, getting up and nursing that child while you're sleeping in the bed, I'm like, but you know what? I can remember too, nursing the third child, waking up at 0 dark 30 or something like that. It was just kind of like, oh my goodness, I actually get to spend some good time, quality time with you. This is the time that I don't get during the day because I have to take care of the other 2 toddlers, So it's kind of like, that one time in, that time, I was like, oh my goodness, this is what it actually means to be present in the season that you're in. Like, I'm loving this time that I get to spend with my baby at like 3 o'clock in the morning, at 6 o'clock in the morning before everyone gets up, because it's time I get to spend with her, so as a child. So, yeah, so it was just constant revolving of just learning more about yourself. And you can actually handle a lot,
That was the biggest thing I learned by watching you.
Yeah.
Is just how resilient you became. Like, you were always strong and independent and very much of a go-getter, but then when the kids showed up, you did it all with no sleep. And then and then it was always constantly about changing priorities. Like, so as a husband, watching you go through this transition. Like, when we first got married, I was telling her I wanted a big family, and she says, I don't want kids at all. She told me straight up. She says, I don't want kids. I don't want any kids. I said, well, let's just see. So we, again, I waited her out for 4 years, and my patience always seems to be proving fruitful. So
persistence is your superpower.
Persistence is my superpower. But maybe just with you. But that was where she was mentally. She was like, yeah, no, merchant marine, strong-willed, independent, career-minded. She was just like, nope, kids aren't in my purview right now. And I was like, okay, but I accepted where she was at, and with the understanding that, yeah, I mean, we can revisit this conversation later. But the issue was, I think, for us is there were things that we wanted to experience before kids.
Yes.
That we could not do with kids present. So a big part, like
traveling.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So
you would get off the ship and it'd be like, honey, guess what? We're gonna go to Italy for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Although I never really got you on a cruise ship, because after like 3-4 months being out at sea, you kind of want it to be stable. Like, you don't want to have your bed moving. So I was never able to get you on a cruise ship.
I just got off a ship. I didn't really feel like paying to go back onto another one. No, I know it sounds bad, and I'm sure they're great, and eventually we probably will do one. But that was my mental state at the time. But we did a 2-week trip over to Italy, and then another time the next year we did a 2-week trip in New Zealand.
Road trip in New Zealand.
Highly
recommend that. Go from the bottom all the way to the top.
Yeah, that was such a great experience that we got to have, and we wouldn't be able to do that if we had kids.
Yeah, well, and also our Navy duties too. We would have to find our active duty Navy duties. We did station over in Singapore.
Oh yeah. We did 2 weeks in Singapore. We did that together
to help support. Yeah.
We did 2 weeks in Bremerton, up in Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
We did and then
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville was another 2 weeks, and then we did after kids. We actually did a 45-day active duty in Norfolk, Virginia. You came with me.
Oh my goodness!
But that was right after she had her second child, which was hard postpartum.
That was hard. I didn't even know I was going through it.
Yeah, that was hard postpartum, and for her. But we picked up, and we basically lived in Virginia for
in a hotel,
month and a half. It was a
hotel.
It was a nice hotel, right? There was a kitchenette.
It was a hotel for a month and a half with 2 babies.
Yeah, but our time there, we were writing SOPs and processes and procedures for the military.
We means he.
Yes, me, Military Sea Lift Command. I was doing that for Military Sea Lift Command. So I did that for 45 days, which was a great experience.
Yeah.
So, but we've done a lot of different things together, and then.
Oh, and then we started. I was like, honey, I think I need to practice before we actually started having kids. Let's get some dogs. Maybe 2 at a time. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That's the worst decision ever.
Yeah.
They didn't like each other.
Yeah, they were fighting all the time. It wasn't that great.
And then it was like, oh, honey, I think we need a 3rd dog. And he's like, no. I think you need kids now.
Yes, I said no, we're not doing that right now. We're having kids. This is the time. And then they're like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So and then we did. So we started having children, and that, I think there's something very special about the first kid. I mean, tell me, because I mean, for me, you don't know what to expect when you're a first-time parent. So everything is new, and so everything's exciting and new, and you're like, oh, all right, oh, there's that this is a new territory for both of you, and you're getting to grow through it together, even though the wife is the only one that actually is pregnant. So you even though
right.
you may put on the sympathy weight,
You're not pregnant.
but you're not pregnant. I promise you.
Pregnant.
You know, I've been there plenty of times. So, but that was so. I want to hear from you. Like, what were some of those key things that you remember from the first one all the way to the fifth one?
So we had a doula. Loved her. Michelle, the same one every single time. And she told me, again, it's like the ladies who have gone before you, pouring back into, the younger generation. She told me, first pregnancy, enjoy it because it's all about you. Second pregnancy, it's not about you. So you better enjoy yourself on this one. And I was like, you're right. Okay. Like, I'll enjoy myself. Like, let's go out. So it was that was pregnancy. It was kind of like, okay, I feel sick, I feel horrible, but let's make use of this. And then when the first one came, I think he has the most pictures.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have tons of pictures of your first kid.
The first
By the time the fifth one rolls around, be like, where the hell's all those pictures? Like you're gonna be like, oh wow, I guess we missed that one.
Yeah. So, but it was good because again. The wisdom being poured into me. They're like, enjoy the season. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the season. I'm going to take my baby and go out on the beach, the boardwalk, and invite a friend early in the morning, and we're going to walk. So that's what we did. Like, our oldest grew up on the beach, just, in the mornings, we would always walk, 4 miles, 2 miles? I forgot how long the boardwalk was.
You walked a long way.
Yeah, and so it was kind of like, hey, let's get out and do stuff because when I have 2 kids, it's gonna be harder to get out. But that just kind of coupled, and then I met a mommy and me workout, which was amazing, super wonderful because we would work out at the park, and then the kids would go play afterwards, and the moms would hang out. So it was kind of like a get out, get socialized, get your kids socialized, and it was just a fun time. So that was with the second. And then the third one came along. And I was still working out. It was great. And my friends were in the same stage too. So when you were out to sea, we would go, hey, let's go to the zoo. Let's do these awesome play dates. Because when we start homeschooling or when we take the kids to school, it's going to be a whole different thing. And we're not going to be able to do anything. So it was just kind of, I had that mindset of always enjoy the season because the season, it will get harder.
So she always prepares for the hardness.
I know.
But it's really just change. It's not, I don't know if it's hardness per se.
Yeah, like you're always ready for, she's always ready for the other shoe to drop. I don't know. It's like I don't feed her or something. I don't know.
No, and looking back on it, I'm like, oh my goodness, it was just change. It didn't really get harder.
It's just a different season.
It's a different, I think, mindset a lot. I think it's a different mindset. And plus, you were very supportive, so that helped a lot too. Because I know some women out there, they don't have supportive husbands. Of when you came back to sea, it was just you took the baby duty. It was great. You were changing diapers and everything. But then when you were out to sea, it was kind of hard because it was just all on me. But for those ladies, the moms who don't have that support system, I think that would be super hard. Very, very hard.
Yeah. Especially, single mothers out there for sure have a hard, go of it for sure.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting how each progressive season of our life, right? There's very clearly the season with no kids. Then there's just 1 kid. Then there was 2 kids. Then the season of 3 kids. 4 and 5 kind of get blended together for some reason. I think after 3, you start just playing. It just becomes a different game, and it's really just another.
Let's just keep on going.
So I think after 3, it kind of turns into something different. But the first 3 were very distinctive, in my mind, anyways. And then right now, as we have a starting 5, we
ending
have
with 5.
Yeah, starting 5 lineup. So it's it's.
See what he did there? See what he does?
So it's So that's it's a very nice season.
Yes.
Yeah, because all the kids now are finally out of diapers.
I don't have to
Everybody
nurse anymore.
there's no more nursing. There's no more wiping of butts. There's no more, so the oldest are finally actually even, the kids are even making their own food now. Like they're starting to cook cookies and they're starting to get a little adventurous breakfast. Yeah.
Mom hack: do overnight oats, but have their kids prepare it in the morning so that when you wake up, you don't have to cook.
Yeah.
A meal, like the kids can just get it out of the fridge and eat it.
Oh, I remember when, like before our first child, it was, getting ready was a nightmare because it was like, what do we need? We need this and this and this thing and that thing and this gadget and this widget. No, and there's this rocker over here, and then there's this bouncer over here, and then there's this teether over here, and then this here. You get so much stuff for the first child. By the time the third one rolls around, you're like, I just need a box of wipes, man.
Diapers and wipes.
Diapers and wipes. That's basically all you really need.
It.
Everything else kind of solves itself out. Figures itself out. So the first, same thing with like the health stuff. Like first kid, it's like you're getting all organic this and only the best labels here.
I made all the food and put it in those puree reusable puree pouches. I also did cloth diapering for the first and half of the second.
Yeah. Full on into
I
this
was
stuff.
that kind of nuts.
I mean, by the fifth kid, you're like, the dog can feed him, there you go. There's some dog food over there. You'll be all right. It builds character.
He eats. He's good.
I say that jokingly. Our kids have never eaten dog food, to the best of my knowledge.
I don't think so.
So,
I think you're good.
Yeah. So they are eating stuff off the floor, though. That's maybe a different story.
Out of the trash. Like, oh gosh.
That was not with our knowledge, though. I promise. But if that's ever happened, it's not happened because we allowed it to. It's just we didn't catch him in time. But so it's really a different season, and each season is very special. I want to know for you, how was it when you started to introduce homeschooling into young parenting? Because that was another big leap in home operations.
So there's different mindsets in here. Some parents are like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. Well, I got plugged into a community, and so again, the wisdom from the other moms were like, oh, here. But I think I was more of the go-getter type, the flip side of like, okay, we're going to do 5 different curriculums, and I'm going to plan out the day for 8 hours, and we're going to do this, and my 3-year-old will actually, learn how to read and write at the same time and do math book. Yeah, it was nuts. I had high standards, and they're like, no, you need a low standards. This kid still needs to play. Oh, okay. So, so for me, it was kind of streamlining what actually do I want to teach them? When they leave the house, it's kind of like backwards planning. When they leave the house, what skills are they going to be equipped with? What do I need to prepare them for that? And I narrowed it down to critical thinking, and loving to learn. Learning how to, oh my goodness. Help me out, please.
Love
yes.
learning.
Yes, that one. Yeah, so that, because if they do that, they can, oh my goodness, they'll be set for life. So those two things. So out of those two things, and also we're Christian faith, so it's a Christian worldview. So the perspective, having that kind of mentality going into the world. So those 3 things. And from there, I'm like, okay, let's see what we need with the curriculum. And honestly, I've been paring it down so much because I'm like, I don't need that. I haven't used that in 5 years. This, no. You learn a lot as a homeschool parent because it's more of a journey for you than of the kid. It sounds so weird and when I say it, but it's a journey. It's a journey for the parent because you're learning alongside your kid, especially with different curriculums out there. I didn't know some of this stuff. I'm like, oh, first grade. Oh, somebody just taught me how to do math differently. I had no idea. So it's both humbling, but then you take ownership of the actual, learning. So that's been good. And
for mothers out there considering it, what would you say would be maybe kind of weigh the pros and cons of homeschooling, and then what tips the balance one way or the other for us?
I think honestly, it has to do with a couple things. And number one, meaning, hey, do you think you're capable of doing it? Because I believe that all mothers are capable of their kids, teaching their kids. You teach them how to walk, like, you can definitely teach them math, And if you're not good in one subject, that's when you can pull in other curriculums or even get some tutors to help you. So, like, I've been learning Mandarin. I don't know it fluently enough to teach the kids. So, guess what? I got a tutor for Mandarin. So, it's great. So, you can always, if you don't think you can do it, you actually can do it. Another one is, I think it just has to do with the family dynamics. Like, if the mother has to work, and there are homeschooling moms out there who do work at the same time, that plays a lot into it too. And, like, honestly, like, if there's disabilities out there, there's actually some homeschooling groups that help with that too. But if you just want to go the regular school route, like, I think you just have to figure out what's good for your family, and what you can handle, or more specifically, like, what God's calling you to do. Like, He called us early on in our marriage to homeschool our kids. And I'm very grateful for it because we would not have the life that we have, the flexibility that we need if our kids were in school. So, very grateful for that. But other people He's called in different routes, and, like, I'm not going to judge, oh, you're going to send your kids to public school. Like, I'm not going to judge you on that. You're doing the best as a parent that you could possibly do. And if that means sending your kids to public school, but teaching them, like, your perspectives out, while they're going to public school. Like, I came from public school. That's what my parents did with me. And, that's fine. But if God's calling you to homeschool, then you homeschool and you learn along the way too.
One thing that I think people need to realize is that you're not saying this from a non-working mother, right? You are a working mother. Right. She's not only just a working mother, she's also a co-founder for multiple businesses, and some of which we're going simultaneously. So she is a content creator full time. She is a producer of the podcast and all the content on my channels, and social media manager. She's my idea partner, my strategy partner. She's
website builder.
Website
my
builder.
Near future.
Yeah, she's. I mean, just calling her my right hand gal here is a severe understatement. So she's not saying this from somebody that this is all she does is just homeschool the kids, because there was a season. There was a season for that, but that's not where she is right now.
No.
So I see what she does, and I think that if people really gave themselves more credit, they would realize that they're stronger than they think.
Yeah.
And I think you are a living testament to the strength of womanhood.
Oh, I thank you. Oh, so sweet.
Yes.
That's so sweet. Just in time for Mother's Day.
Just in time for Mother's Day. Brownie points. Sowing those good seeds right now.
Oh my goodness.
So, but seriously, I think people really underestimate what they can achieve when they actually set their mind to something. Mm-hmm. So, talk to us through kind of what does your day look like right now? Like, how do you manage your time between work, homeschooling, and wife?
Okay, so we wake up. First off the bat, the kids are getting their oatmeals out and eating them. And then we do devotional, which is very important. We always do a devotional, a chapter of the Bible a day. And we talk through that, pray. And then after that, you do what you do, and then I...
What you do.
Whatever you do.
Whatever you do, go do it.
The morning is for the kids. We go through, so I start homeschooling the kids. I start with the 6-year-old, and then the other ones are doing the math. So it's kind of like, while I'm one-on-one teaching with one kid, the other ones are doing work that they can do alone, and I cycle them through. And by was it lunchtime?
Most of the
Monday
and Tuesday it's by lunch,
but
then but Wednesday, Thursday it's usually by 10.
And usually Friday I don't teach. Like, we don't do school because we just take Fridays off. So then after that, so after homeschooling, depending on what day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's right into work of like, okay, what can I start doing right now? I have my list of stuff to do of like, hey, content, you know, go over the books. What do you need help in? I mean,
The strategic planning priority list. So she'll just
Yeah,
knock down the
yeah.
priorities. Most of which her heaviest workload right now is in the content creation piece. So she's managing both Meta. She's got her own accounts. We have and then a LinkedIn account, and then we have the YouTube account. So she's
Yes.
producing the content every day for posts, reels, shorts, the carousels.
and my goal is it's heavy right now because I'm trying to work ahead, but my goal is to produce at least over 1,000 pieces of content across our 5 social platforms, maybe 6. I lost count of how many we have per month. So,
And I feel like that's a reasonable target
Yeah.
given today's technology and
Oh.
how much
Yeah.
content is being produced on a regular basis. But
Right.
keep going. Like, so you
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so strategy. So you work on your main priorities.
Yes.
And then starting usually either from 10 or to 12 or from 12, and
I think just work. And it's usually outside, so I can keep an eye on the kids because we kind of like stick the kids outside because kids are fun. You know, they just need to play and be creative and just. I think we try not to put our kids in front of the screen as much because kids need to experience the boredom because out of the boredom they'll find something to do and be creative. Like, our kids are super creative. I love that. And so it's just managing the kids while they're playing. Maybe, here and there of like, Mommy, I'm thirsty. Mommy, I scraped my knee. Just like, I guess, negotiating, managing the fights, all that good stuff while I'm working. So.
yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly heavy in the business right now. Maybe a couple meetings. Usually do the meetings, so that's good. And then, just your support. And then it's dinner time. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, let's go to the beach. Let's take a break. Let's go to the beach.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's usually homeschool and then work right now. And there's different seasons too. So.
And then, but there's at night is our time to be
Yes.
together. So
Yes.
we try to put the kids to bed around 7.
And it's not really like in bed, like they can read.
Yeah.
We just need that separation.
Because we need, yeah.
Mom and Daddy still need some time together.
Yes,
like,
we need
we
time
came first.
Yes, we did come first, and it's definitely important to invest in this relationship.
Yes.
Well, one of the things that I think is really interesting is how we've actually grown together through so much, I guess,
Life.
experiences. Yeah, life experiences.
Yeah.
I was trying to find maybe a more descriptive way of saying it, but I can't at the moment. It's just going through life, and that's the thing that I think has really just continued to pull us closer and closer. Like, I always thought that we had a good marriage.
Yeah.
I never thought that we don't
really fight.
that we had a bad marriage or we were struggling or at any time. But I really feel like, in particular, the last 6 years, we've been entrepreneurs. I retired from going to sea as a merchant mariner, retired at captain's level, and jumped into trying to figure out what an entrepreneur is and learning business. And through those struggles, I feel like we've actually grown closer together in our marriage.
Yes.
And
it's kind of weird that way.
And I understand that may not be normal for a lot of people. A lot of people actually, through the struggle of entrepreneurship, end up fighting with their wife a lot.
Yeah.
And those stories kind of break my heart. And if you find yourself in that position right now, my heart's with you, and I'm sorry for, and we pray for you. But for us, the main thing was always steady communication, and also steady intimacy, like just being able to touch and talk. And then, one thing that we do a lot is couples massages. One of the best things we ever did when we got married.
That's true.
One of the best things I ever did when I got married, I spent $150 on a massage table.
Yep.
And started getting into the habit when I was home to give Jen a massage. every
It's
night.
great.
And that's something that, it may not be every night now, but it's just something that's in our routine. And I feel like that,
Yeah, you have to build it in your routine, I think.
yeah, it doesn't, I mean, early on newlywed stuff, right? You're doing that stuff every night. But now, as a 15-year veteran of marriage, it's it may not be every night, but it's still regular. And we, the time that we invest in each other and with each other is super important because I I've always thought that life is really just about the experiences you get to live while you're here because you kind of just renting space. Maybe it's the concept of just renting space or being a steward of what we have control over in our little sphere of influence while we get to be here on God's green earth. But when it's gone, and people will the people that you're even closest with will maybe cry at your funeral, but then they're going to go right afterwards and they're going to talk about how bad the lunch was at your reception or your wake, and then they're going to go right back onto their life and they're going to figure it out. So yeah, it's just one of those things where we think that there's so much in life, but it really just kind of boils down to experience, and you get to choose who you get to go through those experiences with, and I have chosen the best partner to go through those experiences with, for sure. And
Yes.
you all may think you have the best wife, and it's your right to think so, but it's also your right to be wrong. I got the best wife. So I can tell you that for a fact that I firmly believe I have the best wife in the world. She is the
Aw.
best. So it's possible, right?
It is possible.
It's
And also another thing is communication. So early on in our marriage, when you were out to sea, and we only had it was email, but the email was only like 300 characters or less. So if you had to write an email, like a longer email, you had to send like 3 emails. And once a day, the captain will turn on the satellite so you can get your emails. So Alex, he's a great communicator. Like written, spoken, like he's great.
I was writing her poetry, like
He's writing me long emails.
like giving her the full recap of my day, giving her poetry, giving her all kinds of like miss you, and then
And then me.
she'd write back, day was good.
It was good. I'm going to bed now. Bye.
Going to bed. Love you.
He's like, oh no.
I came
For
back.
this to work,
Oh.
you gotta like give me
Yeah.
something else. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, it was like pulling teeth for so long.
I was not the good
just
communicator.
to get her to talk, and I was like, no, that ain't gonna work, honey. That ain't gonna work.
So I had to learn. I had to learn how to communicate. And I think because of that, because we weren't, it was like one phone call a week, and I had to make sure I had it be ready for that because wherever I was at, I was like, okay, guys, like he's calling once a week. What the phone cards? What was it?
Oh yeah. It was like $1.50 for a phone card.
Yes.
So it
like
was
per minute.
per minute.
Per minute.
Yeah, because it was a
So I
satellite,
had to-
very expensive
so it was
satellite
kind of
call.
like we had to really hone in our communication through writing and also through that. What you would give me a 1 hour phone call a week?
30 minutes.
30-minute phone call, $30. Like a week. We really had to hone in on our communication, and I think that's what kind of helped us too in our marriage, just to learn how to communicate with each other.
Yeah. So for context, we dated for 10 months before we got engaged, and I was gone for 7 out of the 10. And then we were engaged for another 10 months, and I was gone 7 out of 10 of those. So out of our engagement and dating timeline, I was only present for 6 months out of 20.
And then for the first
And then
12
for the
years,
first 12 years, I was actually gone for probably closer to 7.
months out of the year.
No, 7 years
Oh,
out of the 12. Yeah,
7
out of the
years.
12, I was gone for about 7 out of those 12.
Yeah, we would joke and be like, "Oh, it's our 6-year anniversary."
Yeah,
It took me
it's-
3-year anniversary because 3 years he actually spent with me.
So and it's hard when you do it that way, but it also, because we were forced to do it that way for so long, the communication was super important.
Yes.
And it was also, but it was connection on a different level than just physical. But it's important. The physical aspect is super important in the marriage. But when you're you're forced to build a relationship. Relationships themselves are not just physical; they're also mental and emotional.
Yeah.
And so those are the connection pieces that you have to build that muscle of strong communication. And I feel like God really has, he brought us through probably the most difficult circumstances to have a relationship, which is long distance for all good for most
Yeah.
of it. And then also, hey, now that I've practiced your communication over these 12 years, now I'm going to make you entrepreneurs, and now you're going to go through hell together. Like going through all the pains,
Oh, dear,
and
yeah.
trials and tribulations that is
Yeah.
being an entrepreneur. And if you are an entrepreneur out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
If you know, you know.
You know.
Right? So it's super important though that communication is solid between husband and wife.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a few minutes left, but I just want to ask you just a couple more questions about, as an entrepreneur and a mother, what do you think one has prepared you better for the other, or do you think the skills that you have taken from being an entrepreneur are supporting being a better mother, or vice versa?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I would have to say, since I was a mother first and mother and sailor's wife, and taking care of the house when he was gone and managing projects, that got me organized. Oh, and homeschool mom, like that got me organized to be an entrepreneur. Now, being an entrepreneur helps with actually managing the house. So it's kind of weird. One skill set transferred over to being an entrepreneur, but the entrepreneur skill set like increased, and now the house benefits from it. I don't know. That's kind of weird, right? Like, does
I don't
that
think
make
it's
sense?
weird. I don't think it's weird, but I think you're all your skills have stacked.
Yes.
Right? You've been stacking skills for so
Yes.
long, and there's so many. I think one of the most underappreciated and underutilized demographics in our country is homeschool moms.
We rock.
Yeah. Homeschool moms have so much skill and knowledge and wisdom and expertise, and they have to be trained to be good communicators because they're teaching little children. So they have a really good, so the practice of taking complex, making it simple and digestible for small children, I think that is an amazing skill set that's going to be even more important in the age of AI.
Yeah. Agreed. Oh, definitely.
So yeah, for sure. I think I could see that. Like each arena, as maybe you can call it, either being a wife or being a mother or being an entrepreneur, each arena has skills that make up.
They transfer over.
Yeah, all those transferable skills make up a person that is capable.
Yeah.
And the more experience and the more time you have going through each of those different aspects is actually just making you a stronger person.
Yeah.
And the more capacity you have. So I see that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see that.
I see it.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't be an entrepreneur without having to go through motherhood, and I couldn't be the entrepreneur I am without having to go through motherhood.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
So if any of those mompreneurs out there that are hustling and grinding and building, we see you this Mother's Day, and
Yes.
a very particular and warm felt, heartfelt, happy Mother's Day to you.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day.
But with that, let's go ahead and wrap this segment up. And if you haven't subscribed to the Alex Hays podcast, please do. It helps the algorithm boost this so that more people can get this great content, and we can be put in front of more people that need to hear our messaging of what it takes to build a great business in today's world. So with that, Jen, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Thanks so much, everybody.
See ya.